joining us. Eric Prince, NYPD ready to make arrest in Anthony Weiner case, goes on to say, pedophile island, that's why they're upset, little kids. I saw you during the break holding up some of the investigative material. This is about to get bombshell. So, Mr. Hagmann, I'm going to give folks your website out, obviously. Go to it all the time, but I'm so angry I can hardly even think right now.
It's HagmannReport.com.
That's right, HagmannReport.com. I mean, this is recap your sources, what they said, and go ahead and go with all of it. I know you don't want to say it because it sounds so crazy, but you know what? They're the ones that are crazy, not us. Tell folks what's happening.
Well, I think you sense my reluctance to talk about this on Wednesday. I didn't know how far this was going to come out. My sources at the periphery of this investigation, and even within NYPD, said, look, this is not just about sexting. This is not just about espionage. This is about child pornography. And just to, for the first time, well, let me back up for a second, because I'm getting really, I mean, this will really get in your mind, inside your mind, because it's so horrific. I've been an investigator for 30 years. It was back in 1987 when I was first exposed to satanic ritual abuse, satanic crimes, cult like this. And I wrote about it in my book, Stained by Blood, okay? Now, having said that, I've seen some things that I just couldn't believe possible. But when you take what I've seen with that and now connect it to the government, it makes it even more putrid, if that's possible. I was in contact with my source after our interview, and he said, look, we've got the goods on a number of people, including some pretty salacious images and files from the computer. Just to give you an example, I have not showed this to anyone before. You know, and I debated whether I should show it now, but this is the kind, and I'm about ready to show you this with your permission. It's censored out, so it should be okay.
We blacked out the areas, yeah.
Right. This is one of the files that was found during the search of of Weiner's computer. All right. This was given to me by a source. Now, that, because of all the black on there that I put on there, that might not mean anything to anyone, but this goes along with. If
you saw what was under it, you'd be horrified.
Well, yes, and it's look, this is all about sex trafficking, or a lot of it's about sex trafficking. A lot of the email. Oh no, it's fine. I would urge everyone looking at these emails, because there are so many of them with respect to Podesta. We found, well, my source, I shouldn't say we, my source, right. And actually, I could probably take the tape off and it wouldn't really mean anything. It would be fine. But the fact is, and by the way, this was not transmitted over any electronic device.
Exactly.
Okay, this was hand delivered to me. But having said that, there's indications of dark web accessing the dark web, of course. There is a subtext or coding to some of the emails that Podesta and others have, including Hillary and whom I have been engaged in. For example, pizza party. I'll just leave this out there. Pizza party. That's not exactly what it means. You know, don't bring your favorite video over for pizza night. A pizza party is something that has sexual connotations.
And that's why.
No, exactly, it does. I mean, you could go to yes.
Because what spews lots of blood?
Yeah. Well, yes. And you know what? I was watching some other videos. Alex, you had Larry Nichols on talking about some time ago, talking about Hillary's trips monthly, or
he told me.
Well, the spirit cooking even has a different connotation to it as well. Some claim that
well, Crowley said it meant cooking children.
Exactly. And for as much, now, look, I don't know, in that respect, I don't know what the
because they're torturing a soul, a spirit, a child.
Exactly. But I'll say this, there is enough, according to my source who provided me with that documentation.
Oh, you're.
Well, this is big. This is going to involve not just the Clinton campaign, but it's also going to involve high congressional staffers, high congressional congresspeople on the left and the right, on the Republican and Democratic side. They knew about this. They were part of this. think of this as like an electronic Bohemian Grove, an electronic persistent Bohemian Grove. And as we get into this, and I'm learning about this from what my sources giving me, I got to tell you, there's so much more to come out, and so much more repulsive, repugnant information. And you know, it reminds me too of Hillary Clinton's stance on abortion. There's
The baby
some.
parts.
Exactly, and to think about that is just so horrific. But
Which
and that's a good point too, because there is some Wall Street, high-level Wall Street bankers that are not only engaged in this behavior, but have on video this kind of behavior. And people might say, well, you know, just go ahead and show it, let it out to, you know, to everyone. Well, I don't think you can really do that. But some of the documentation, including that is exactly. I mean, I guess in a nutshell, we're seeing money laundering, child exploitation, sex crimes with minors. I mean, clearly underage minors. 15 for Weiner would be too old, you know. And so for somebody, you know, and I wouldn't. For as crazy as that sounds, Alex, I'm going to tell you right now, I would not put it past them. We're talking Jeffrey Dahmer kind of activity.